at some point there will be a break in this for me to go make a bowl of food to put in my stomach to accompany the booze. Kilobytes per second.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a sort of weird through the looking glass type thing.
Nah.
Inception.
Class will be on this test. Okay. There, people are coming in. I need to get another window. 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 Need to get a faster laptop. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm kind of encountering that problem. This,
I've reformatted this a bunch. This laptop's going back to 2013? Okay, pop this one out. Pop out chat. Close that. Alright, so we've got one window open for the super chat. One window open for the normal chat.
Nice.
So, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We're going into the night. It's 9:22 p.m. I'm not sure when we're going to end, but I know I'm going to take a break to... the Jacob Shapiro, first in line. Just got to college and I'm loving it. Tips for a new freshman.
Well, let's see what the fortune cookie has to say, because it came with my dinner, even though I went to Rutter's and just got chicken breast on rice.
Yeah?
And yet, because it came off of their Chinese food menu, they give you a fortune cookie with it. Let's see.
All right, Ben Shapiro, we're going to the fortune cookie to answer your question about college.
All right. All of your hard work will soon pay off.
There you go.
I mean,
my tips for college... I don't know what your major is. Man, we've had this question about once every other super chat. If you could go back to college, what would you do? It's a lot easier to have sex than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one.
That was the thing of, like, I would be more outgoing so that I could have more sex. Because it's not like, you know, college was one long dry spell, but Lord only knows it might as well have been.
Wrap it up. Duh. You guys know that.
Yeah, put a hat on it, guys.
Even if you're going butt in the butt, you're gonna still want to wrap that up.
Yeah, that's where Duke comes from. I mean, come
on. Look, you're in gen eds. Because I go to class. Well, duh. You know that.
Well, yeah.
Start thinking like a college student. When it comes to your classes, don't think like a high school student. A high school student will get an assignment, complete the assignment, and that's it. A college student will complete the assignment, go to the next chapter in his book, and do the questions at the end of that chapter for fun. That will put you ahead over most of your classmates. If you have a vague idea of what you want to do, this summer, try to get an internship or try to get an apprenticeship. Just say, hey, I'd like to work in a newspaper, or I'd like to learn some basics about car engineering.
Yeah.
Dude, just go to a company and say, hi, I'm a college student. I'd like to know if I could have an internship. Or you don't even have to say that. Just say, I'd like to learn more about this. I'd like to work in this field. Can you show me around? Can you show me around? You just get talking to somebody. I'd like to learn what really goes on outside of a classroom. Don't even talk about work. They will be really impressed with someone who's just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about college that I didn't pick up on while I was there was that college is where you make connections for your career. You know, that's part of what fraternities are all about, because you're making connections, and Lord only knows, maybe the guy who's doing a keg stand on Saturday is going to be, you know, a Supreme Court justice 30 years from now.
Right.
Or the guy who's getting, you know, hot sauce poured in places where hot sauce shouldn't go could be the lawyer who gets you out of some sort of erroneous traffic ticket.
Right. Cactus Catastrophe or Burgundy Burnout says, best part of my week. He had a question in Twitter recently about
the podcast disappearing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about, because the podcast still shows up for me on Google Play.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a glitch on that end. I checked all the other places where the podcast goes, and so I mean, that was really strange.
Jacob Shapiro says, I'm an aerospace engineer in Florida. Well, there you go.
Well, yeah.
Just start talking to people. Find out what bars they go to.
Oh,
Hang out there.
yeah.
You're not old enough to drink yet if you're a college freshman.
Yeah.
Cactus, and thank you, Burgundy Burnouts. Cactus Catastrophe says, I'm going to miss this one. Got to give my $5 though. Love you guys. Take care. Take care, Cactus Catastrophe. Stay safe out there. John Sanders just says, love you guys. I love you too.
Love you too.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
I
mean, just make sure when it jumped down, I didn't miss anybody, and I didn't.
There was a comment up there that says condom sex sucks. You know what sucks worse? 18 years of well, actually no, it's longer than 18 years, because I shouldn't say it sucks. Not that I would be one to talk, because I'm not a father. Most of my friends who have kids are damn tired. Yeah, you know,
they're like tired every day.
It's a bone deep exhaustion that is into the marrow of your bones, where you never get a fully good night's sleep ever again, because even when they're old enough that they're not crying anymore, you know, they're teenagers, are going out, okay, well, I can't go to sleep until they get home, so now I'm losing sleep and I gotta be up in the morning. This is what happened with growing up with my brother, because my brother was always out till Lord only knows what hours, and I was worried, like I couldn't go to sleep until he was home. Like it was almost like a weird thing. And so there would be times where me and my mom would go like searching for him. You know, it's one of those things. He got over it. Phases, you know. But I was very much the bookwormy brother, and he was kind of like the bad boy brother who, you know, it's just, we were a pair.
Yeah.
But yeah. And happy belated to my brother, because he's 31 now. Or no, 32 now. Yeah.
Deftones fan 867 says, why is steamed ham so amazing? It's a complete story with amazing writing.
Yeah, although strangely enough, I don't even think it's the strongest short in that episode. It's up there, but the one that I like is, oh god, what? It's the
Cut up your face.
No, not that one. Oh, now I'm completely, see, I have two like sips of a whiskey, and now I can't remember what the best short in 22 short films about Springfield was. It'll come to me in a minute, but it's absolutely true, because that it's the automobile guy, the guy who's too tall. You know, everyone must drive an automobile, even the very tall. And that was always my favorite one. But the steamed ham ones, even more so than the one with the tall guy in the small car, is that it does have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's almost like a sketch comedy type thing, and it's an immensely quotable little sketch. You know, like, for as brief as that sketch is, they pack an amazing amount of quotable lines into that, to where almost everybody can quote from it directly, and it maintains its relevance today by being instantly memeable.
Yeah.
And endlessly memeable. So yeah, it's very much that perfect distillation of comedy where there's almost no fat on that script whatsoever.
Sam Hyena says, hey, I got my teeth removed. I hope not all of them. And was watching your videos on a Chromecast TV in the operating room with headphones. That's cool that they gave you a monitor.
Yeah.
To just like, well, I'm lying back. Your jokes help the pain. Well, they didn't give you general anesthesia for that? What kind of oral surgery do you have to have where they don't knock you out? When I got all 4 of my wisdom teeth taken out, and they just gave me the Michael Jackson juice, and I just went, dude. That shit was like time traveling.
Yeah. Ground control in a major town.
I wish it would have been like that. It was just nothing. It's just and like long stretch of time disappeared.
Yeah, it's like what you imagine being in a coma is like, of just, hey, how long was I out? 7 years. Just, no, it's...
Carl Broom says, super bummed I missed you in Pittsburgh. You wouldn't have seen me much. They kept me pretty busy right there. I mean, there wasn't enough downtime for Tim Strickler and me to hang out.
Yeah.
See his class downtown, and he just came to the hotel. We both and I just said, well, you should just walk up into this hospitality suite and just grab a beer and see if anybody says something. No one said anything.
Yeah.
Like, Tim just walks in, just ka-chunk, grabs a beer, just not a journalist or anybody else. He's just here eating food with the rest of us. No one gave a shit. Faller says, current Mustang GT or EcoBoost? Oh, so you want a Mustang GT or EcoBoost Mustang? I've had a Miata NC before, but never drove it because it was too much of a summer car when I'd rather be motorcycling. Well, okay. Either way, you're putting in 93. Like, do you want torque? Or you'll get a little bit better mileage with the EcoBoost 4-cylinder. You want the V8. It's a fucking Mustang.
Yeah.
You know, by my deeds I honor him. V8. That's the thing. You'll get the EcoBoost, but you're going to be wondering what that Coyote motor can do.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'll get a tune or something like that. Yeah, but that's a 2.3 boosted engine, a very okay engine. I mean, it's no Caladina engine. It's no 4th gen GS3TE engine. A very good engine, yes. But you're gonna want the V8. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna because
it's
gonna be the one that got away if you go with the EcoBoost.
Yeah. Cameron
Aubernon says we're friends on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, we are.
No.
Oh, with you and I'm sorry.
Yeah, me and Cameron. Hello, discovered you a few years ago in TV tropes. Been a fan ever since. Will there be a Ford Centurion van truck vaporwave album?
That'd be cool.
And will there be more Nick Carshow vids too? I mean, I'm going to do a New York Comic Con video, and that's in like 3 or 4 weeks. And it's kind of different than going to a car show, even though there are cars there. But like last year's New York Comic Con video was a journal, but this one isn't going to be a journal. It's just going to be like me going around and riffing on things, because Lord only knows there are a million things at New York Comic Con that you can rip on without hurting anybody's feelings or having people in the comments sort of like that. Was kind of like the weird thing about the new one. Now, like, I get it, the video quality isn't great because for whatever reason my GoPro lens loves getting fogged up and it looks like I smeared Vaseline on my dick and then smeared my dick on the GoPro lens. But it's just like that whole thing of like, why are you clicking if you're just going to complain? Like, that seems like such a weird waste of time, you know? It's kind of like when people comment that they hate the podcast and don't know why they're here. It's like, well, then you have a choice. Like, there isn't, it's almost like we're in this weird version of society where, you know, nobody has any accountability for the actions they can or can't take. You know, it's like everybody has the option to watch something or not watch a thing. It's the easiest thing in the world to just, you know, carry on with your life in fun. Ooh, that looks delightful. But yeah,
I got a bowl of beans.
Delightful.
Actually, it's steamed vegetables. They now started selling brown jasmine rice, so I'm gonna give that a try.
Huh. And
I got I was just in the grocery store. I'm like, I want beans, but I don't want to spend $4 for Bush's baked festival thing. And I'm like, Hanover is $1. Let's see what Hanover chili beans is about.
Oh, Bush's baked beans are just like a bag of sugar in a can. But
yep. I put sriracha sauce on it, so.
Hi, Mr. And this is a non-super chat question. Hi, Mr. Regular and Roman. What are your first cars you ever drove or owned? The first car I ever drove was a Pontiac Vibe. Oh, no. It was a 2002 Malibu that my mother owns to this day.
Nice.
That was the first one that I ever went on the road with, and almost crashed it, but thankfully didn't. So yeah, I was very fortunate. And then as far as like first car that I owned, like literally Red Betty is the first car that is in my name. Like it's 100% mine. I own it. I'm not making payments. Like she's mine. And that's kind of, you know, why I love her so much. It's like your first is important to you.
And there's this satisfaction of, this is my property. It's not the banks. It's not the dealerships.
Yeah.
This piece of metal, I have a piece of paper from the state that says this is my thing.
Yeah.
And
I can tell people to keep off of my thing.
Yeah.
You there, child. What day is it? Why, it's Christmas Day. Well, great. Now get off of my car.
My first car, the first car I drove, and now I'm not, hey kid, not Uncle Pull Tab saying, hey champ, driving my Lincoln Town car. No, it was the family's 1994 Dodge Caravan 10-year limited edition, which meant it got you like nice wheels. My first car that was mine, it's technically mine, but it was in my mother's name. That was my Dodge Neon that I drove in college. My 2000 Dodge Neon. Insurance reasons.
Says the stream is dead.
Oh, stream is dead. Uh-oh.
Whoa. Well, this won't affect the people listening on iTunes or after the fact or wherever it is you get your podcasts. But now, I guess we're going to get to the bottom of this. Womp womp.
Well, it says it's running on OBS.
Now, all right. Now it says we're back.
All right. Okay,
yeah.
good.
All right, awesome. Yeah.
So the first vehicle that I owned, beans and rice. Oh, mouthful. No. Get off the mic, you idiot. Yeah. First vehicle that I owned was a 1982 Honda CM250C motorcycle that I bought for $750.
Yeah.
And then that was a unique feeling because I owned that bike. Like technically, if I got in trouble at home, that was Mom's way of punishing me. Give me your keys. I was going to take away your car. And I was doing stupid stuff. Like, I'll take away your car. I'll give me your bank. Give me your ATM card. That was stuff too. Like whatever.
No, my mom's name would be on the account when I like opened my first bank account, so that like she could kind of, if I were, it was not so much give me your ATM card of just like, I know where all your money is. So yeah, it's it all belongs to me now. Well, not really that, but yeah.
Anyway, Quinn Dickinson. Hey Quinn, you didn't have to give me $10, but thank you. Quinn Dickinson, everybody, is the guy who owns that fire truck, or maybe that was his dad's fire truck, or maybe they're co-owners. I know Quinn. Quinn says I gotta run to West Hazelton to the junkyard to pull some parts and browse Sunday. I have to round up a friend or two to help. Also narrowly avoided flooding my neighborhood last week. So you're going up to the U Pullet or West Hazelton. Oh, you're going up there. So you.
Oh, now it says live stream offline again.
Oh weird. Boy.
Oh, that's just.
Oh. What does OBS say? OBS says it's working.
That's weird. I don't know. This is what I'm getting on my. Here, I'm gonna restart everything on my phone, but not actually restart the phone, just the app. And then I'm gonna see how that's gonna go. But yeah, he is taking a bit of a hike if he's going to Hazelton.
Still here? Online for everybody?
It's yes. And I'm getting an ad for something. Matthew McConaughey, based on a true story of America's Youngest Hustler, informant, kingpin, legend. White Boy Rick, based on a true story, in theater September 14th. So there you go. Oh yes, and to Fedora Quilava 87. Yes, I am part of Regular Cars Brown posting, the Facebook group, which is the equivalent of Super Auto Quirk Doug posting, which is a bunch of Doug DeMuro memes, and then it's just but it's also like, okay, so it's 1,000 people, right? But it's the deepest concentration of RCR fans.
Really?
It's 1,000 people who are really into the show. And it's not even like they make memes necessarily. I mean, they do. That's where that Brown in 60 Seconds poster came from. But they also just talk about cars. Look at this weird thing I found. And it's cool, you know? But yeah. I mean, you have to be approved first, and they ask you like some questions. And so my answer to the question was just, I'm the Roman. And then that was my approval.
So Quinn wants to know if I want to help him pull some parts and browse Sunday. I have to round up a friend or two to help. If you're driving. Wait, no, you live north of me, don't you?
Oh, you responded over there. Going
to Harry's to pull a push bar off of a Crown Vic and maybe do whatever's else inside of it. Already got a siren and a few other things from it. Okay, so you're doing a cop car. Yeah, send me a text. I have to use my portable. Wait, when you go to Harry's, are you allowed to bring your own tools, or can't you? That's a question. Because if you can, I mean, I have an impact, a cordless impact that could help.
Very nice.
I need to buy an adapter for that anyway. Some junkyards don't let you bring your own tools in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just keeping it on my phone in case it crashes again. I'm like, well, now.
Jordan Geisler says, my birthday is next Saturday, and I've rented American Muscle Class at Enterprise. Stang, GT, Macro S, Chevy, SRT are options. Which one? Oh, I guess you can rent cars.
I didn't know that those were options for
Mustang
Enterprise.
GT, Camaro SS, Challenger SRT are my options. Well, they're not going to give you a manual, and that's going to make the Mustang kind of suck. So Camaro or Challenger SRT are your options. I'd honestly go Mopar with this. They're kind of okay with automatics. Or go with the Camaro. I think Mustangs are ruined when they're automatics. No disrespect to yours.
No. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, yeah, no, I'd probably go Mopar too. Now, granted, it's partially because I enjoy Mopar, but also because I think from a certain liability standpoint, it's not going to compel you to do irresponsible things in it.
I think
a
Fiat Chrysler of America, an FCA vehicle, is all right as a rental because it's going to be nice for the period that you're renting it. But if you owned one of those vehicles, the interior would piss you off after a while.
Yeah.
While Ford and Chevy is better.
I didn't even know that they gave you those types of like muscle car options.
I didn't know.
I thought you just got like Toyotas with CVT transmission.
You get a Chrysler 200.
Yeah.
Quail Mint says, about to get out of high school, already on my second car. Sold my 1965 Volkswagen Fastback for a BMW 135i. Was that a good decision? Yeah, you're going to go faster. It's probably going to be, honestly, a little bit safer. Those Volkswagens from the 60s. That was an all right decision. You're on a second car and you got like a classic BMW, so I'm guessing you're West Coast. Is that a good decision?
A high school fight league or something?
I guess they're cheaper out there.
Maybe.
Like, oh, you drive a foreign car. It's like an East Coast thing.
Because I couldn't afford dick with any of the thing I made in high school.
Right? Fall Faller says, good points about the V8 Eco Mustang. Mr. Regular, what should people ask you instead of, which is the best worst thing? What's fun? Because that's an open-ended question.
Yeah.
And if I would say what's fun is an MR2. And what's funner is an MR2 with a 4th gen 3S GTE option, which is a hint to a little bonus, 2 bonus videos that's going to come out on Tuesday. We're back at Justin Bernash at Prime Driven, which is the Amazon.com of MR2 parts. So you need MR2 performance parts. Total plug for our friend Justin Bernash out there in Jersey.
Yeah. But they do
Prime,
good work.
Prime Driven is the Amazon of MR2 parts. And he let me drive one of their giveaway vehicles, which is my newest favorite MR2. It's 300 wheel horsepower using the 4th gen, also called the Caladina engine, which is an MR2 engine that Toyota never put in MR2s. It's a continuation of the 3S GTE that we, or the 3rd gen 3S GTE that we drove in the ST205 Celica when we were in New Zealand. But then they took that engine, gave it coil on plug. It's like an early 2000s style Toyota engine that is amazing, totally well built. And now with a boost controller at 16 pounds of boost, 300 wheel horsepower, and a really flat it's not a flat torque curve. It peaks, but at 3,000, you're already coming on boost. And it sounds amazing, and you can get away with no blow-off valve, so the engine goes every time you get off gas. It's comical and fun, so that's fun.
I just love that even now you're finding MR2s you like even more than the ones you've driven before.
Yeah, this one is as good. All right, so the 80s one that I had was like a total synthesizer, pop, fun time, tape, mixtape, everything. The one that I drove was very mid-90s raver culture. Oh, and like the entire soundtrack to the movie Go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I haven't thought about that movie in years.
The remix of Magic Carpet Ride.
Yeah.
The Philip Steer remix. Oh.
Damn.
So that's what it's like. At the end, it isn't in the little mini review that's coming out of that on Tuesday. But I did, after the camera went off, after the GoPro turned off, I asked Justin, like, if I wanted a car just like this, what's the price for you to build it? And his answer was, I don't do that anymore.
Ooh, he's out of the game.
He's out of the game. He's now as a part supplier. He doesn't really want to refer to Prime Driven as a shop anymore. Now it's a part supplier. That's where the money is. Selling the kits, selling the parts.
Yeah.
And also, because he's selling the parts, other shops can now exist as well, and the MR2s can stay alive thanks to Prime Driven. But he told me $25,000 to have a 300 horsepower 300 horsepower SW. It was an SW20 2nd gen.
Yeah.
A SW20 turbo with a 4th gen 3S GTE engine swap, 20 to 25,000, including the cost of the car.
Right. So you know what you do with a guy who's out of the game? You ask them what their quote is, supposing that they were in the game.
Yeah.
And whatever number they give you, double it, and then come back to them and be like, one last job and then I'm out of the game for good. Oh, this is enough. We'll retire to Nassau.
How about 30,000?
It's like we're playing The Price is Right. 30,000 and $1.
That's way high for an MR2.
Yeah.
But the one downside is I have super wide feet, and even in the review I had to take my sandals off to drive this car. The pedals are just so close to each other. Adrian Kinney says, and don't worry, we're working our way through these things.
Yeah, it's going to take a minute.
Yeah. Let me make sure I didn't skip anyone's. Best, worst thing? Yeah, that was a long answer to that. Yeah. I already got more beans and rice on my mind. Adrian Kinney says, love the podcast. Starly driving a Samurai, which is, I guess, a Suzuki Samurai, got asked out Life is good.
That's good. Hey.
So a girl or a guy like your car. Or they like your car. Very
nice.
Good. I'm glad. Suzuki Samurai. I wonder if they make hard tops for that. Because I know they make they're all. I thought they were all soft tops, like maybe the Isuzu Amigo or something like that. Anyway, Adrian Kennick says yes, you have to bring your own tools, no angle grinders though. I wonder if that's Harry's you pull it that they allow you to do that. What am I doing Sunday? Sunday, am I editing? Because we got to write tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're writing tomorrow.
Writing tomorrow, filming Saturday. Quinn, I think I have to edit Sunday.
Yeah.
I think I have to edit.
We got to get
and just get on it.
But
I had to skip kickboxing this week, and so
I had to skip the gym yesterday because I was trying to get this RCR stories thing, like banging it out.
Oh man, Workforce 520 says he just failed a math test,
but he's so happy. Ha ha ha.
Well, it's the beginning of the school year. You can make that grade up.
Yeah, I mean, are they really testing you on September, like the first week of September, full week of September?
Well, sometimes you got that teachers who want to come out of the gate hot.
Oh man, get out of here with that noise.
Well, yeah, like, look, you had a long weekend. You got that 3-day weekend. You got Labor Day. You had plenty of time to study.
Come on, I was like lounging on an inflatable pool thing and eating a hot dog.
Sean Simon. Did the Stealth you review have four-wheel steering? No, it did not. I don't remember hearing you mention it had the option. I didn't mention that it had the option. You seem thoroughly uninterested. The Stealth let me down. Now, part of the Stealth's problem is it couldn't live up to the hype. That this was this big DSM, technically. Not DSM. Some people said it's not a DSM because it wasn't a joint venture between Chrysler and Mitsubishi, but it clearly was. Yeah. That both dealerships had. It's a different body on the Stealth than it is on the Mitsubishi 3000 GT. It was supposed to be a revolutionary design, but an MR2 kicks its ass. Yes, this Stealth is faster, but an MR2 will just romp it.
Yeah, and so
you can't.
There was so much weird saltiness about it. Like the sodium content went through the roof about the Stealth.
I came right out of the gate saying overpriced, overcomplicated, and slow.
And I think part of it is that a lot of the times
I was not kind to that car.
A lot of times people say, "Well, you didn't get the right one." Like, it's almost funny how often that comes up of like, we didn't get the right one. It's like,
well, look, where were you with your good one?
Yeah, we can only take the ones we're offered, you know?
Right.
It's like you can't just sort of go out there, you know. Now granted, we could probably find one in the inbox,
yeah,
but it's probably out in like Utah or something,
right.
And it's like you're not going to make a trip for one Dodge Stealth that may or may not even be better than the one that we already had in front of us in Chicago.
It was a very pretty car. I recognize it for what it was, but getting in it and driving it, it's dated in a way an MR2 isn't. So like an SW20 MR2, like. And if you want to, even a stock one, I know I just got out of an engine swap one, but even that stock white one, and I even posted the video, I've tasted better.
Yeah.
So, man, like, it's like going to like a Del Taco or the Mexican bar at Wendy's or something after going to La Cocina in Kutztown.
Yeah.
Like, you had a legit 90s car, and then you get into this pirate's booty of compromise that is this Dodge Stealth. Yes, they can be made fast.
It's just, what do you want to hear? It's like, people want to hear what. I don't want to make it sound like it's combative against it, because
we normally don't apologize like this.
No.
I never normally apologize.
Well, no. It's because I brought it up, and I don't even know why. It's just, I think it's healthy to have disagreement, to be able to argue different opinions about a car, because that's what the community is, you know, of being able to have different opinions and feel that you're not being sort of, you know, put in a box and placed on a shelf to collect cobwebs just because you have an opinion that doesn't fall in line with everyone else's. And I say that not about us, I say that about like commenters, because I don't like seeing people, you know, get, you know, dumped on. I mean, that was a problem with the Discord way back in the day, when they first started like an RCR Discord, which we had nothing to do with, and we made a point of saying that we had nothing to do with. But now there's a new Discord that's actually really nice and really welcoming and inviting. But it's one of those things of just like, I don't get why people can't have opinions anymore, like of people talking on our cars who get downvoted into the dirt over an opinion that maybe, you know,
you know what it felt like? Like, and this is fitting for the 90s, the Dodge Stealth arguments over that was very Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
Oh yeah,
you got the one console and you're locked into that.
Yeah, because
so I'm going down with this ship.
Yeah, I had a friend like that, and we actually had a falling out over other things, but this was one of the things that when we fell out, in the grand scale of things that I didn't like about him, this was at it, of he wouldn't give the PlayStation like any props whatsoever for having anything playable on it, because he was so locked into Nintendo and into the Saturn and then the Dreamcast, and he invested so much of his personality into the brands that he chose, because when you choose a console as a kid, you're not gonna, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, mom or dad is not gonna be able to afford another console if you picked wrong.
Right.
And, you know, there was a South Park about it where all the kids are together trying to decide, all right, what's the console that we're all gonna play on? Because obviously if we get these games and we're gonna be playing with each other online, we gotta have the same console. So is it PS4 or is it Xbox One? And it was kind of like the same way back in the day. Like, we're gonna be sleeping over at each other's houses, you know, what do we get?
Yeah.
It's just, you know, but I was just kind of, screw it, I'm getting a PlayStation. Now, granted, I did eventually get an N64, but that was like 2 years later. You know, for that time from like 1995 until like 1997, 98, I was locked into PlayStation 1, and damn it, I was going to make that thing work, you know?
Yeah.
And it did.
Sam Hyena has a question. I love answering this one. What mic is that portable condenser used in the LS DeLorean review? That is a $12 Amazon Chinese knockoff. And I just told Justin Burnash from Prime Driven, because he wants to do a podcast, like, to buy the exact same mic. It's sitting over in my dresser. You get the adapter for that mic that goes, you get a, for your GoPro, if you're using a GoPro. Oh, and by the way, it's not a sorry for hitting the mic. It's not a USB mic. It's a regular 3.5 millimeter headphone jack style mic. And it sounds great. It may not sound great on your computer, but that's up to whatever sound card you have in the computer. But it's always worked great in any camera I've plugged it into. But you will need an adapter. You'll need like the microphone adapter for a GoPro to make it work. So, okay, Burgundy Burnouts is back again.
Hey.
Thank you, Burgundy Burnouts. In your WS6, that's the Firebird, you mentioned kids born in 1995 who saw the car screeching by their famous Plymouth Voyager at 6 years old. That was me. 02 Firebird has always been my dream car, and it was my first car. Yep.
There you go.
Same platform as the Camaros from the 90s, or I'm sorry, Camaros from the 80s, still F-body. They're, with the exception of that glaring steering column, that clearly hasn't changed since 1979, but that's everything that an edgelord wants in the early 2000s. It's an angry looking car. It's got the Corvette engine in it, and you know, one of the last cars with pop-up headlights, and gosh darn it, their shape looks all right. As cars get bigger and bigger and everything's a crossover, low slung cars, like, and that's a late version for early 2000s where you still had long hoods and low bumpers and stuff like that. Great. I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
I need to go grab some more beans. Let's see. the...
Well, this guy's been asking like 4 separate times. Miles E. Hey, Mr. Regular the Roman, can you please let me know what my car is the official car of? It's a 2015 BMW 435i Coupe.
What model?
BMW 435i Coupe. Be as brutal as you want.
My dad went in half C's, no more, so I couldn't get the 5 Series.
So there you go. Let's see. What was the last car to have pop-up headlights?
Corvette C5.
Corvette C5. There we go. Let's see. Granite says, I just jumped school and got destroyed. I don't know what that means, but I hope you're all right. But yeah, so I'm Nick, and I'm here while Brian gets beans. Have you guys? I saw a black MR2 driven around Malvern quite a bit ago. Malvern's kind of out there. I don't know. But a black MR2 sounds badass. Von Waffenberg, 199. Thank you so much. Hello, fellas. Light pockets, but glad to be here. And hey, we're happy to have you. Let me scroll down because I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, this James Murphy asked, what's the least favorite road you've ever driven on? There was a stretch of... Well, okay. Personally, I know that there was like a long stretch of Nebraska where nothing's going on. But for me personally, there's this one town... one road in my town that's like driving on the top of an oatmeal raisin cookie, and I know I used that in one of the videos, but that's where the line comes from of that's what I thought of just it's like I'm just like, what is happening today? I would have to go, you know, add an extra 7 minutes to any trip to visit my grandmother to avoid that road. So it was just kind of, you know,
That's Von Waffensberg.
I
Light pockets, but glad to be here. What are your thoughts of the early 4th gen Camaro hybrid with the LT1? I respect the LT1 for what it was. Deep under that, it is still a Chevy small block 350, just with a tune port injection. Seeing the PO5 point of view Camaro, and wondered if you enjoy it. It does make good power, and it was one of these things that was good for General Motors to keep up with the times, but it's just a doorstop between the traditional Chevy small block and the LS. Yeah. I wouldn't go as far as call it a zip disk. Actually, I would, because for a while zip disks were in every computer lab in schools back in the day. So, I mean, it makes fine. Keep it running, you'll be good. My beans are done.
Which beans are...
What's the funnest car you've driven that shouldn't be fun? Honda EH2 or the Honda Accord station wagon with a 5-speed. It always comes back. You wouldn't think that station wagon would be fun with a 5-speed. It is great.
All right, let me add on to that. Is there a motorcycle that you've ever ridden that was better than it had any right being?
Harley Davidson Fat Boy. You think this is just... What's your favorite food? Hey, Harley Pops. What would you like to eat? California cheeseburger. But I get on a Harley Fat Boy and I'm like, I can dig this.
Yeah.
It's big, it's wide, and I've said this before, but the chrome headlight bezel, like the bucket, they call it the headlight bucket, that sits there up in front of you, since it's chromed, you get this, you can look into the chrome back and see a reflection of yourself with your hands like this. And like, they put that thing up high for a reason, so you could see yourself. Mine was a blue straight pipe Volvo 240. They get loud when they're straight pipe. You did a POV. Oh, was that your car?
Specifically your car? Or
down at the Cars and Coffee in Westchester? Slow, poor handling, too loud. Yep. Always put a smile on my face. Yeah, those bricks are good. Quinn Dickens says, it's always fun going to the U-Pull-It yards and seeing monstrosities that end up there. Harry says a lot of newer stuff, and my favorite is Easy Pull New Ringgold. Yeah, I like Easy Pull New Ringgold. I'll pay that $2 charge any day. Partly because it's not a far drive for me. Half of it was like, I got stuff to do on Sunday, and I don't want to drive to Hazleton.
Oh, and Adrian Records followed up saying, yeah, that was his.
Oh,
they did the point of view.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me drive that. That was a loud car, dude. It was fun, but like, we're driving around Westchester and this thing is going all the time. Size 16 and a half feet like Peggy Hill. No, my shoe size is 10 and a half. Quadruple or 6E, depending on the brand of New Balance that I'm wearing.
I was gonna say, because I wear a 10 and a half, but like my feet aren't wide.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of like,
you can put on my shoes and feel like how much shoe is on either side of your foot.
It's like how much room my foot has to breathe.
Yeah. Long time listener, first time super chat. You know, I think I have an extra pair of boots you can have if you want. That are they're 10 and a half 3E, and they're not wide enough.
Well, I think it was like no, it would have been like 2 weeks ago when I mentioned how because I bought this shirt and it was like the first medium shirt that I've worn.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. And
dropping
you're like,
that weight.
You can you're like, oh well, I have some shirts I can get rid of if you want to go through them. And I'm like, well, yes. And so before long, I'm just gonna be like head to toe like cosplaying as you. For a while. It'll be great. I'm just walking around. I'll get recognized or something. Actually, no, because my head is way too big for a bucket hat. Like, I don't think there's a bucket hat large enough on the face of the earth to actually fit my head. I have to get flex fit for all my hats because the problem that you have with your feet, I have in my head, and everyone in my family has with their head. So it's weird.
Miles E says, long-time listener, first-time super chat. Thank you, Miles
so much.
E. Okay, it's about to skip ahead, so we got to remember to go back to Miles E.
Miles E.
Miles E. Miles E. There he is.
There he goes.
Von Waffensberg wouldn't be a late night podcast without you. Top choices for a vehicle for island life on Key West.
That is.
So parking's a premium, so we're gonna go small here.
I was just gonna say like a Wrangler or something.
I wouldn't go larger than a Honda not Pilot. I wouldn't go larger than a Honda Element.
Yeah.
I could go Scion XB, Scion IA, Scion XA. Dude, I got a car for you, Von Waffensberg, but you're gonna have to leave the keys for this. You're gonna find yourself the Eagle Summit wagon. Yeah, it's like a liney little hatchback, kind of like a Honda Fit.
Yeah.
And this is like DSM stuff. And but instead of rear doors that are just doors for the car,
yeah,
they're sliding doors like a van.
Ooh.
They slide back. Great. 99 cents. Message redacted. Fine by me. Murray Madden Chackensuck. Murray.
I can't even begin.
AMD or Intel if I would build desktop today? Still Intel. I told somebody else that I should buy AMD because they're coming out with something new, but I would probably still run an Intel for all the multi-uses I'm using my computer for. Not this one, clearly, but the desktop over there, I would probably still go Intel. AMD is for anybody looking to make video. Intel if you're strictly game. Really? Because I'm doing it the other way around. RCR is done on an Intel chip. Maybe I'll go back to AMD. AMD and Intel is Sega, Super Nintendo. Let's have this argument.
I mean, I'm kind of a caveman in the sense that I just stick with whatever chip my shit came with. Like, I'm just not swapping things out. Maybe it's why some of the things I have are kind of, they sound lousy or look lousy. I don't know.
Workforce 520 $4.99 says, I drove a 2017 Camaro SS convertible at work. Yeah, it sounds great when you floor it, but it kind of felt slow. Probably spoiled by my friend's modded STSV. So it'd be a Cadillac STSV, the GM engine chipped out. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get my big bowl of beans.
Yeah, because the beans dung like a while ago.
Yeah.
Dinged. But let's see.
Iron Duke Tech BMW. Answer one of these if you want, or if you want to go to regular chat, I'll be back.
All right. Well, let's see, regular chat. Shikar Shivam. AMD beats Intel in everything these days and has around 85 to 90% of the gaming performance. So, I guess. And what was it that the other guy said? That it's AMD if you want to make video, but Intel for gaming. I'm not part of the PC master race, if they're even still calling it, what the kids say. As a matter of fact, I'm trying desperately to like find the time to be a console gamer again, because there's so much stuff coming out this fall that I want to play that I don't get to. The Spider-Man game came out this week, and I haven't laid a single finger on it, and I wish I had been able to. And then Red Dead 2 is like next month, and blah 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 blah. It's basically, you know, all this amazing stuff that's going to happen that I'm not going to be able to get near, because, like, ultimately, I would rather make more profit by putting out a video, and so I want to get this RCR stories done, which I'm now going to hold off until the week when we're in Houston in October, so that there's uninterrupted content for the entire time that we're gone, you know, because this is going to be a video split up into 5 separate videos, because the story that I'm telling is that freaking long, and it's just I'm trying really hard to keep it under 2 hours, but it's going to be an uphill battle either way. So, yeah. But Jacob F says, let the beans cool off. But let's see. And I need to stop saying but it's like this weird vocal tick. Same with the ums and likes. It's just obnoxious. But let's see. AMD looks nice and pretty in benchmarks, but in most things aside from video rendering, Intel is faster. Well, good to know. Oh, Perrier, pink grapefruit. Very nice. So I was holding off on any more super chat questions because I feel like these are more, possibly more intelligibly answered by you. So okay. Slip Phantom, $5, thank you so much, asks opinions on the Iron Duke / Tech 4. By the way, if you want to drive one, I got one in Honeybrook. So
I have no idea what that is. I know what an Iron Duke is. It's an old 4-cylinder that a bunch of different manufacturers use. But
this is delightful.
Thank you. I took it from my parents' house. I don't know what Iron Duke or Tech 4 is. I know Iron Dukes.
It's like champagne. It looks like champagne.
I guess the Iron Duke in the military called it the Tech 4. I thought it was just kind of like a agricultural like engine that was used for dumb stuff, but then like I think like some of the very first Chevy Luminas, if I remember a review correctly on that, like the lowest option was the Iron Duke.
I mean,
well, you know how to, send me an email. Your make, model, city, state.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Honeybrook, then
thoughts on Saab.
Oh, from Z24. Thank you for $2.
Z24. Yeah, sorry. From Z24. Thoughts on Saab. They make a great used vehicle. That's a wide question. Again, Saabs didn't really exist too much in Pennsylvania. There were no dealers. There's no network. So I looked at Saab as someone who wants a fancy German car, but wants to be bizarre and different and likes to explain what they have. My thought on Saab is someone who owns a Saab knows how to stand on their knows how to walk on their hands and will do it at every single barbecue lest you forget.
I think it's the official car of, well, this is a Golden Girls reference, but the official car of Rose Nyland, who's just looking for a foot in the door to tell a story that doesn't go anywhere. Although that's not entirely fair to Rose, because some of her stories do go places. They just go ridiculous places. I love you, Betty White. I love you so much. Did I mention that I spoke to Betty White once?
No.
On my old job. It was part of a round table for a conference call for some show. I don't remember the show, but it's you call in to the NBC conference call center and you get into a line essentially waiting for your name to come up, and you ask the question. And mine was, is there something in Hollywood that you regret not doing? And her answer was Robert Redford. I'm just like, I love this woman so much. Oh, I want to. So cute.
So yeah, my thoughts on Saab. That was. I hope we answered that question.
Yeah.
Saab.
How about that Saab?
Saab. The car for whose kids all have LL Bean backpacks instead of JanSport or Eastpak.
The official car of Jordache.
Oh, fuck. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
$20 for message redacted. Thank you very much.
We don't even know who it was. Normally, don't they at least give you the name and then I don't know. Well, thank you to whoever it was who gave us $20 for no reason.
Andrew223 says, define a regular car and make more vlog style videos.
I just did a vlog on my personal channel about the struggles of dating with a mental illness, which it was 13 and a half minutes of me sort of going through the talking points of what it's like when you have a mental illness and you're out there dating, and when someone is dating someone with a mental illness. And the long story short of it is, okay, educate yourself on what the person's going through, but also don't assume you know what they're going through. But by the same token, don't allow them to use their mental illness as an excuse to treat you badly. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to be happy, and you shouldn't be made to feel guilty if you're not feeling it. So I don't know. Yeah, things. Good stuff. But wait, but the other channels, it's called Limited Time Roman.
Yeah.
It's stuff I do with my nephew. But
and I have a personal YouTube channel as well. It's just called Mr. Regular. And right now, the only thing that's on it is 2 vaporwave videos.
But they're good vaporwave videos.
Thank you. I will be making lots of more vaporwave tracks, and I guess I could do a vlog, but see, I already kind of do vlogs. It's me doing a vlog is Brian and you, where I just sit and talk to you for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
It is good.
I want to do more music stuff because I am a drummer and I want to play, and we have never really collaborated in real time. Doing this for 4 years,
Yeah.
Neither of us has played our instruments in the presence of the we've never played together.
Yeah.
Not once.
And that's why, before we went live, I was talking to him about, I was playing for him a song on my Spotify of asking if he could do that sort of drum tempo, because I had an idea for the Christmas song this year. Well, I'm planning on there being 2 Christmas songs this year, of just one funny one and one that's more like poignant. But this one, like, I kind of want it to be like a collaboration, you know? So it would be very nice to kind of finally have that happen. Of like,
we can just drag this the mixer in over there in the room. You can just sit down and plug your guitar into this.
Yeah.
And plug my my electronic drum kit into that and just see what comes out.
And because so little of my music has any sort of percussion at all, like, it'll be nice to work with like actual percussion rather than a metronome.
Okay.
You know, because I don't normally have boom boom boom, you know, there. When I was doing the song for last week's video, I was just sort of winging it, and then using I had bought Mixcraft, which is sort of like a fancy schmancy Audacity, and I didn't know that you could actually mark places in lieu of a metronome, so that, like, I know if I'm doing harmonies, I need to come in right here at this point with this syllable, with this sound, and then if for some reason I'm doing harmonies and they end with like a hard consonant, when I'm doing the layered vocals, I don't say the consonant, because then if you don't get it perfectly timed to the original vocal, then you have a bunch of like stand
Okay.
like a bunch of those. It's weird. But yeah. Oh,
just
to the person asking
limited time Roman.
Yeah, no, it's limited time Roman. Because me and my nephew review limited time only food products. So I have this bag, or this package that we still, it's been like 2 weeks now, we haven't done it, but we'll get around to it. It's apple pie Oreos. So it's graham cracker like thing, and so I'll have like one or two and then give it, because like I'm on a diet, I can't be, but also we're still doing these videos, you know, and it's fun, and it's funny because he's sort of, you know, in that place where he's bragging to his friends about being a YouTuber, because like his other friends have YouTube channel, but they maybe have like 11 subscribers or something, and we have a whole 263, and I'm like, oh, that's great. But yeah.
So to answer Andrew 223's question, defining a regular car, it has to run on 87 octane, or it has to run on cheap gas, and you have to be able to repair it from what you can find at Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone or some retail place.
A regular car to me was always something that you see way too much of, and you always say, I'm never going to drive that, and then the time comes and that's exactly what you end up driving. And then you realize that you were kind of wrong to judge it.
Yeah.
Because a regular car is something that it should almost be so universally acceptable that it should be somewhat impenetrable or to criticism, or impervious to criticism, or at least to bad-natured criticism.
Chevy Prism, which is a Toyota Corolla wearing slut clothing.
Oh, so like a Halloween Corolla.
Yo Pa Joe says, any future plans to come out west? West is a big place. We've got nice weather, no rust on our cars, and legal weeds, but sadly no Yingling. I'm kind of over Yingling. I've had every single one. I kind of like porter, but like if I'm going out and I want beer, I want some heavy. What?
No. I'm just, continue with the plot. I'm just thinking like what you're gonna say.
Oh, the beer?
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna be an IPA.
On 3. Like we say it at the same time on 3.
Oh, the brand of beer?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Trogs. See, because that's exactly where I kind of like fell out with Yingling and became a Trogs guy.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, you got a 6 or a Troganator, you're good.
You're cold. You're throwing up.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
you don't drink the whole 6.
Oh, yeah. I'll have 2 Troganators.
Yeah.
I'll be into it.
But then, you're gonna write. Really
God,
good stuff.
that makes me look forward to like late fall. Like,
yeah.
Troganator is definitely the colder months beer.
Boilo is that for me, where I start to get that sense of like, the holidays are really here. Holidays are here again. We're stirring a Boilo because we live in Pennsylvania.
I do want to come out west. I don't know what weather, what travel plans are for us. There's a reason this season is called summer savings, because I'm just saving money for honestly like adult things, like me starting to think about my autumn years, like 35 years from now, to have a stock portfolio that will see me through to death. Like,
God, that's just how that was phrased is so.
When I can't work anymore, or whatever the future holds, to have this is money that's never going to be touched until, you know, something in me breaks.
Break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
Or break glass in case something here is broken.
Right. So until that happens, which should be hopefully at the end of this year, I'm living a very, very frugal life. Always have, but you know, even with the channel being as big as it is, You know, we're a 2-person channel, so you got to remember we're running at 50% of what these single guys can do. When it's all the money for one person, this is money for 2 people. So, anyway, of course, you know, if I had more money, what exactly would I do with it? I guess I'd travel more, and having a channel with 2 people allows it to be. You can just someone to bounce ideas off of, and you're never going it alone, or doing this whole YouTube thing alone. Because I think part of the problem with when some of these YouTubers go off the rails and get all weird, it's because they don't have a buddy. They're not sharing this. It's just them and their thoughts every single night. So they start believing their own hype. There's no one around them to tell them their jokes are bad, you know? And then you have a PewDiePie problem. Well-timed swig. Von Waffensberg is clarifying something here. Practicality is not a factor. Not leaving the keys once I get there. Oh. So you're dropping anchor and never bringing it back up. Budget is going to be out $50,000. Holy shit. I don't want to be that guy in Key West with a Jeep. Okay, so Von Roethlisberger, when we had that guy who wanted to go to Key West, and I told him to get that Eagle Summit with the sliding doors. Yeah. He says, well, practicality doesn't have to be a factor. He says he has a budget of $50,000 for a car.
Oh, man, that is... Okay, that kind of changes the nature of the question.
But he doesn't want to be a guy in Key West with a Jeep, and the car doesn't have to be practical.
Okay, well then that
Volkswagen thing.
That's just. I'm kind of thinking just
restore a checker cab.
Huh.
Like all the old cabs, like from like the 50s in New York.
Oh, so you're not even talking like the Crown Vic? Like
no,
cabs.
no, I'm going at 50s. I'm going the Sam Spade.
I'm just like, oh, listen here,
see, dude, driving people around, and you're gonna paint it yellow. Checker cab.
Why not? I mean,
why not?
Think about it.
You can make that happen for $50,000,
and especially you'll get to confuse all the tourists coming down who think they ended up in Cuba. It's just
checker cab.
Is this doing
They're
here?
big vehicles too. Yeah. I mean, they can seat 8 people because the rear of a checker cab is 2 rows and they face each other. They're long, big cars.
Yeah.
Checker cab, man.
Checker cab.
Made by the Checker Company.
Lunice? Roman, please drop more bars like you used to. My friend Dieter actually asked me, like, when are you going to drop more bars? And I'm thinking, like, the thing about rap that I respect so much is the wordsmithing that is involved in, like, true hip-hop. Just the play on words. And like, this is one of the things I love about battle rap, because I'm big into battle rap, like King of the Dot, the URL TV, like these channels where you just see these guys battle against each thing. And